Welcome back to the Crypto Legendary channel, folks, and while Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing well in the short term despite another US stock market sell-off, later in this video, I'll talk about all of that and more. Make sure you watch to the end so you don't miss anything. To begin, let's look at the Nasdaq 100 index on a daily time frame. This is the Nasdaq 100 index on a daily time frame. In other words, the market has failed to sustain moves above key resistance levels in recent trading. This entry was published in the middle of this resistance. On Friday, we got our first confirmation of this confirmation on this resistance. Whether or not the Nasdaq 100 index surpassed resistance, we were going to see a call of either sort because the daily RSI had become rather overbought. There are two important things that will happen next month which could affect the stock market. One is the release of August CPI data. The other is an event that has not yet happened. The Fed will next meet next month. As we get closer to that date, I will cover it on this channel and let you know what it means for markets. However, for the time being, we are still a few weeks away from those historic occasions. So, between now and then, there will most certainly be a lot of uncertainty in the market. This usually entails danger. And any time where there's increased risk, we usually see a bit more of a pullback. I think that in the next few weeks we will not see the stock market doing as well as it has been recently. If that happens, it could put some downward pressure on the prices of cryptocurrencies. But if we're looking at the Bitcoin chart here on the 12-hour time frame over the past few days, we've actually been holding up relatively well around this level. We have hit the first technical price target for this rising wedge pattern. And not only that, but we have also gone down to an important support level. And that is coming into play in between around 20.8K and around 21K. Now, if the price of Bitcoin confirms a break below that range of support, then I would expect a drop down towards the 78.6% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at pretty much exactly $20,000 per Bitcoin. Anything beyond that, I would anticipate heading down toward these lows, which are currently around 19,000. But for now, the golden pocket range of support at around 21K give or take is still the level of support that I'm watching. If we look at shorter-term Bitcoin charts for 4 hours, we can see that there is a lot of liquidity in that range. Currently, there are a lot of buyers waiting around the support price range I just talked about. As you can see here, as soon as Bitcoin dips into this range, it quickly gets bought up again. We get to see a bullish reversal on the shorter time frames, at least not just yet, since while we need to see the price of Bitcoin break above certain resistance levels, such as this 5-day moving average, which is sitting at around 21.7K, or this range of resistance, which is coming into play at around 22.5 for as long as these price oscillators, such as the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI and MACD, continue to be more bullish than bearish, which is say that the MACD, for example, is in the green, while the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI is making higher lows and highs, this enhances the likelihood of a Bitcoin price confirmation. But the most likely scenario for Bitcoin in the near term is, as I've been stating for the past 2 to 3 days, what I've been predicting. I've been talking about it since this moment. Bitcoin's price is going to play out choppy sideways movement. We've seen the effects already, and I anticipate that it will continue in the near future. Currently, if we take a look at the Ethereum charts, we can see that it is on a 12-hour time frame. As I have been saying for the past few days, we have already hit the first main technical price target for this rising wedge pattern. This target also coincides with the 38.2% Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting at around 1,550. And in case you're new to this channel, the Fibonacci level at 38.2% is the second most important Fibonacci level behind the golden pocket. In other words, if the Ethereum confirms that we're breaking below this level of support, then we could drop down to around 1,400 unexpectedly. I am not expecting the price to drop below the support level unless we break this support. I'm not looking at the market in the short term right now. The most probable near-term outcome for the price of Ethereum, based on this 4-hour chart, is more sideways movement. And we can see that over the past few days, we've been chopping around in this price range. I haven't moved over the past few days. And this is coming in between around 1,550 and around 1,630. And unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum on the smaller time frames, actually has a couple of bullish divergences here, because we have to lower lows if you're looking at the 4-hour candle closes, but in the RSI, we've been forming higher lows. The bullish divergence is telling us that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, which usually manifests in the form of choppy sideways price action or a very slight recovery back up. Ethereum's short-term future looks bright if it can reclaim the 5-day moving average. And by the way, that 5-day simple moving average is coming into play at around 1,670. And like I said for Bitcoin, even though the most likely scenario in the immediate short term is more choppy sideways price action, if we continue to see a recovery in these price oscillators, talking about the RSI in a further uptrend, or the MACD, specifically the histogram at remaining in the green, and more importantly, if we see some more bullish momentum, then these sorts of signals simply increase the probability of the price seeing some more bullish price action. However, as of right now, the probability of that somewhat more bullish scenario in the near term has not increased to a point where I'm anticipating it will become the most likely outcome in the short run. As a result, instead of that, the most probable situation at the moment is merely more choppy sideways price movement during hours and days ahead. That being said, that's all I have to say for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.